Now that I have absorbed the Soul King and gained his amazing power, that has manifested in the form of giving me a couple extra eyes on my head, whatever, I will now rule over all of the Soul Society, and the Second Reich of the Quincy's will be formed at my hand! Just one question. Ah, yes, please. I was going to wait until the end of my speech to ask for questions, but sure, go right ahead. Okay. Why did you need to absorb the Soul King? Huh? What are you talking about? Isn't it obvious? I have to kill the king? No, the god of the Shinigami, so that the Quincy's can reign supreme after being oppressed for over thousands of years. I should now reshape the world as the Kaiser of every known existence. No, I'm not talking about all that poetic blibbity-blah. I mean, you act like you had to absorb the Soul King in order to have enough power to take over the Soul Society or enact your master plan. Why? You didn't have enough power already? Like, all the things you could do before this, all the abilities that you had access to, and you still think you need more? I mean, geez, dude, did you ever hear of the words overkill before? Wait a second, I thought Driscoll was dead. Oh, god damn it. Yes, exactly, mortal. I, as the god, will damn them all to eternity. Not you. You know, I really ought to kill you, but I keep you around because you make me laugh. Anyway, off to ruling. Teching here, and this is a video with a very simple premise. After the events from the last chapter have been made manifest, and Yuha, the leader of the Quincy's, now has absorbed the Soul King, it looks like, and gained his new form, simple question, how are they going to defeat this guy now? Because, like, I've been running the numbers, and this is actually really just scary overkill how many powers this guy has. Like he was set up as, like, I'm the Kaiser of the Quincy's, I control the Stern Ritters. Screw the Stern Ritters. I think Ichigo and the gang would have an easier time fighting all 26 Stern Ritters at once than they would taking on Yuha in his current form. Alright, now, I'm going to start this off by replaying a clip that I actually used already. I used this in my Bleach Chapter 620 review, and it was near the end of the episode, and it was just recapping all the powers that Yuha has, but I'm just going to play it again just so you get kind of cemented all the things that he has. And remember, this was before the last chapter was released, where Yuha was revealed to have yet another ability with absorbing the whole Soul King. So here are the powers he has up until the recent chapter. Number 1, he has the power of the A, the Almighty, which basically gives him the ability to access every other power and see every power and disengage every power that he's ever faced with. So, right there, bit of an OP technique. But beyond that, he also has the power of Aswollen, his Holy Selection, which allows him to take the powers from other people and move them around as he sees fit to whoever else he sees fit. Along with that, he also has Yamamoto's Bankai, which hasn't even been mentioned this entire time since he took it from him, which, may I remind you, also contains 4 pretty damn OP techniques in and itself, including one to summon an entire fuck-off army of skeletons to do his bidding. On top of that, he also has all the advanced questing techniques, all the loadouts of Blute, he has Sanct Bogun, he has all the Quincy spells he does, he has the freaking Sanct Altar thing, and on top of all this now, he now has the Mimihage, which God knows what ability that'll give him. Okay, you got all that? Are you wetting your pants now? Okay, well, now he has the power of the Soul King, which gives him... I don't even know. Like, we don't know much from the last chapter of the abilities he has. The abilities that he exhibited are just to, like, ooze this black viscous substance from his body, and he was able to explode the entire upper half of the Chrysalis Palace just by kind of, like, you know, I don't know, blinking, I guess, was enough just to make the entire Chrysalis Palace shatter apart. Your Majesty, what the hell are you doing?
Death a wink!
But it's very clear that whatever power he is exhibiting, he was also able to affect the Seireitei, the Wadente in some way, but we still don't know if that's, you know, breaking the Soul Society apart or, like, reforming it to his likeness. We don't know. So, somebody actually left me a comment in that video, like, okay, can we talk about this? Like, how are they going to defeat Yuha? So, if you just look at the abilities that he has compared to, like, the abilities that, let's say, Ichigo has right now, there's really no comparison. Because I don't think it matters what powers Ichigo got from the Shikai and his new Bankai after training in the Soul Palace, getting his new Zangetsus, because Yuha has abilities that go beyond just simple combat powers, like Getsuga Tensho or Getsuga Jujisho. I mean, those techniques might be really strong now that Ichigo has his true Zanpakuto and everything, but Yuha has all these other abilities that can just counter all that shit. He can see into the future, which right away, that's a power that should have been able to make him roll over all of the Seireitei. Just the almighty power on its own should have been enough. But, you know, he also has the ability to, he has the S-Wall, and he can manipulate powers, throw them around, which we don't even know the full extent of that power. Like, he used it to, you know, purge all the mixed blood Quincy's, but he can also use it on Sternritters, and Sternritters aren't they supposed to be pure-blooded Quincy's? Like, from what we've known, that they're supposed to be the purebloods, and he was able to use it on, like, Robert Acutron and Basby and shit like that without any problems. And then we have Yama's Bankai, which has all these other different abilities, including raising the dead. He has all the Quincy techniques and spells. Some of those are not all strictly just combat-based. So, you know, just based on all that shit we've seen, you know, just like throwing a Getsuga Jujisho at him, no matter how strong it is, I don't think it's going to be able to take this guy down. Now, the reason I'm focusing on Ichigo here is, as it currently exists right now in the story, Yuha is the main antagonist. He's the big bad. He's the main villain of the arc that we have to have defeated. Now, maybe it might change. I don't know. I don't see Kubo going in that direction. Maybe he might throw, like, somebody else into the main villain chair. Maybe he might throw Uryu in there somewhere. Hashwolf is a contender. But for right now, Yuha is the main villain, and considering how strong he is, you know, unless, like, Hashwolf pulls, like, a Judas, and he's just like, "Ha, Yuha, I've betrayed you! I will take all your powers now, and my epic blonde hair will get even more epic!" You know, unless they do something like that. Oh god, Kubo, I might have just predicted something I wish I probably shouldn't have. But anyway, no, unless something like that happens, Yuha's the main villain. The main character has to defeat the main villain, especially when you're talking about the final arc of the series. This is the final arc, okay? And yeah, so there's no other way I can look at it. The final battle has to be between Ichigo and Yuha as it currently exists. Alright, and I'm just trying to figure out how the hell that's going to work. Now, if you look at it like other ways, it doesn't have to be just Ichigo. There could be maybe another character there, maybe, you know, Uryu and Ichigo versus Yuha or somebody, kind of like how Sasuke and Naruto took down Kaguya at the end of Naruto. Spoilers, but yeah, that's how Naruto ended, with the main character defeating the main villain. That's just how it has to go. That's basic storytelling. If Yuha would be defeated by anyone else, even if, like, the Soul King gets resurrected, and then Kenpachi and Urahara and the Soul King just kick Yuha's ass into the dirt in the most epic battle ever, I would feel still kind of just, you know, disheartened that the main character didn't, you know, take out the main villain, you know? So it has to be Ichigo in some way. So that's my first, you know, question upon you guys. How do you think Ichigo could contend with Yuha as it currently stands? Because I'm not coming up with anything. I mean, I know we still don't know how Ichigo's Bankai is going to, you know, be affected by his new powers. His Quincy powers still can be affected in some way. And it might even go back to the whole thing with, like, Ichigo maybe being connected to Yuha in some way. Maybe Ichigo's going to be able to access some power that, you know, just normal Shinigami, normal Quincy's can't access. It's going to be something that maybe only Yuha has been shown to do. And then Yuha's going to be like, whoa, I didn't think you could do that. It might call back something with his mother. I mean, this is more of a Harry Potter sort of deal, but it might be just like, oh, you know, I'll give you some powers, my son, from beyond the grave. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something how Ichigo's going to be able to beat this guy, because I'm not coming up with anything here. And also, yeah, let's talk about Ichibei for a second here, okay? Just using his almighty power. Just the Almighty. This is before he had access to the Mimi Hage. He didn't use Yama's Bankai in that fight. He didn't have access to the Soul King power. Just using his standard Sternritter power that he gave himself, the Almighty, he was able to take out the leader of the Zero Squad, the strongest Shinigami, probably the firstborn Shinigami that the Soul King created, most likely. He was able to take that guy out pretty damn easily just by accessing his one power. I mean, and not only that, but Ichibei's main power, the whole point of Ichibei's ability was that he was able to rob other people of his abilities. you know, rob other people of, you know, their powers, or changing them to something else, you know, like repainting the letters on them, and, you know, giving them the abilities that he bestows upon them, and Yuha was able to override that! Okay? And now we have this stuff going on. So, I mean, I mean, I don't even know how the Mimi Hage thing's gonna work. I mean, this is such a, like, a scattershotted thing, just because this guy has so many powers. You know, I'm not even sure, like, he knows all the crap he's doing. Like, he's gotten so many power-ups recently, you know? So, we have, like, the Mimi Hage, which I guess is just, he can spawn those little Sternritter, like, Yuha Chibi Pokeminion things. I don't know if that's the extent he can do with that power, or maybe gaining the Soul King's power will just maybe increase that. Yeah, I threw an idea that maybe he can use that power to create other Sternritters, or he can just, like, spawn life just by, like, snapping his fingers, because that's, like, the only way I can see his power getting more stronger than he already has. It's just he's able just to create life just by the snap of his fingers. You know, and you might say that he had to get the Soul King's power in order for, you know, the dimensions to remain stable, because if you just kill the Soul King, then everything's just going to vanish into the void. So he's like, I'll kill the Soul King and take his powers, become the Soul King, and that'll maintain balance, but the balance that I decide upon, not what the Soul King decides upon. See, I don't even, like, maybe Kubo could have made this make more sense if he exactly elaborated more on the Soul King. Like, I don't know if this is going into, like, some sort of Japanese, Buddhist, Shinto mythology, where maybe the Soul King is indicative of some figure there, and that maybe makes more sense in Kubo's head. What am I thinking? Nothing makes sense in Kubo's head. But no, what I mean is, from our perspective, from reading the Bleach on a weekly basis, from what we understand so far, the Soul King does nothing. He is absolutely nothing. He just sits in a room, in a little crystal dome thing, casing, cocoon, whatever you want to call it, and he just kind of maintains the balance of the universe. Like, let's think about this. Like, the entire Zero Squad was wiped out. The Seirete was demolished. There's captains that are dead. Some are zombies. And the Soul King doesn't seem to give a shit, or rather, he lacks the capacity to give a shit. My point of the matter is, if Yuha would have just wanted to go and kill all the Shinigami, wipe them off the face of the earth, something that probably would have been fairly easy to do, given all the shit he can do, would the Soul King have even done anything? Would Yuha be like, oh, I'm now going to raise my Quincy city in the Soul Society, and the Quincy's will reign supreme for 1,000 years? I don't see the Soul King being up there being like, oh, shit, I should probably go do something. Zero Squad's dead. Gotei 13's out of the picture. Yuha has all these powers already. Why does he need to kill the Soul King and take his powers? The Soul King doesn't seem to do anything. He just seems like to regulate the dimensions. Okay, then have him keep regulating the dimensions and just make the dimension on your own. You know, and obviously you have the power to override him. Maybe Yuha's afraid of the Soul King. Maybe it's something we don't know yet. But, you know, the Soul King didn't seem to be that really, you know, frightened by his power. You know, getting there was kind of annoying. Getting up to the Soul Palace, that was part of his whole plan. But once he got up there, and you know, when he was confronting with the Soul King, he was just like, oh, you're my father. You know, it wasn't like he was scared of the Soul King jumping out of his cocoon and, you know, having an epic battle with Yuha. Yuha knew he couldn't do anything, so I don't even know why he bothered. Going back to that with the whole, you know, the Soul King is the son, or I mean, the Soul King is the father of Yuha. You know, I've already mentioned this before. I'll just go on to it again, that maybe, like, the Soul Society and the Shadow Realm, that's, like, they're, like, two halves of the same coin. So maybe, you know, when the Soul King came into existence, maybe he had to, like, purge all the evil of the world, and that manifested into Yuha in some way. I don't think it's, like, an actual son, more of just, like, from the darkness of the Soul King's heart, Yuha emerged, and that's just what he meant by, you know, I'm your father, or whatever. I mean, I am your son, you know? But yeah, I mean, I don't see any way currently, like, even if everybody were to team up, even like Grimmjow, Neliel, all the surviving captains, Isshin, Ryukin, Urahara, freaking Mayuri doing all his science ship, Kenpachi going Bankai, even with all that crap, I still can't see any conceivable way that they could defeat Yuha in any way that would not just seem like a massive cop-out, you know? Now, another way of looking at this is that they're not going to actually defeat Yuha in just a standard way. It's not like they're just going to, like, oh, Yuha's dead, you know, series is over, we won, guys. It might be more about, like, we have to, like, seal Yuha again, like he was sealed for 1,000 years, or we have to restore the powers of the Soul King, or something like that. Or we could some kind of, maybe sabotage the abilities he already has with the Sternritters. But, you know, even if that power were taken away from him, even if he had the power of the Almighty stripped from him somehow, you know, he still has all this other stuff that is just, like, on the God level, that's beyond anything. So, I mean, like, this video basically just boils down to we're fucked. But as it stands right now, it's like Ichigo and the gang versus Yuha. Can they do anything against this guy without having maybe something, you know, sabotaging his power? Like maybe Uryu stabbing him. Like, oh, I'm stabbing you with this special knife I created, and now your powers will be drained away. Like, aside from crap like that happening, can you see any way that Yuha could be defeated slash sealed, just slashed, you know, have him, you know, like taken out off of power somehow? I don't know. But anyway, thanks for watching my video, guys. It's been a bit scattershotted, but I'm just like, I don't know where to go with this. There's so many variables. I just wanted to get your opinion on it. Wanted to make a discussion video. Wanted to bring this to your attention here, because I personally can't see Bleach lasting any more than a year or so. I mean, it might last longer than that, but I personally can't see it. So we're, you know, amping up for the final battle, and yeah, I just have no idea where it's going to go. So I want to get your opinion. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Tekking 101 signing out. Little does Tekking know that the real source of my power is not the almighty ability, or the Mimihage, or even the Soul King, no. All that they would need to do to defeat me is just to shave my mustache. But we're never gonna let that happen, are we? Oh no. Ugh.